a lot of customers, you know, we have a lot of brownfield installations. So how do we take this technology and come up with a migration strategy? Because that's really what it's all about, is that 99% of the opportunities that any of us see going forward are not going to be greenfield opportunities, but rather how can we provide tools for migration. So in this animation, I'll put together a fairly typical legacy information. So we've got OPC UA server is polling in different protocols, PLCs, RTUs, flow computers, and this is all very good. This works. The thing is this is a very good working operational system. But also note that we're tying these devices directly to an application. So moving forward and trying to get other application access to that data becomes problematic. So let's go ahead and install the MQTT modules for the Ignition Gateway. With MQTT Distributor, you get a small MQTT server that you can start testing with. MQTT Engine is the MQTT client that knows, on the one side, it knows what the spark plug information being published is, and on the other side, it knows how to convert that into native Ignition tags. And then on the flip side, MQTT Transmission can take any tag that exists within Ignition, whether it's a memory tag or an OPC tag or another MQTT-based tag, and it can republish that out to your MQTT broker infrastructure. So if we start putting together a migration strategy, let's look at that tank level transmitter in the upper left-hand corner. So even though that is a HART smart transmitter, and it's got hundreds of tags of information and metrics and asset information, when it was last calibrated, and multi-process variables, typically out of those hundreds, we take one process variable, i.e. the 4 to 20 milliamp loop, and we tie it into a PLC, and then we poll the PLC to get that single value. But we've been working with Magnetrol, and Magnetrol have a edge of network device that lets us connect using the HART protocol, convert all of the tag information, and then be able to publish that to an MQTT server. Engine subscribes to that, and 500 tags worth of very valuable information all of a sudden show up natively within Ignition. So you can see here, I can run these in parallel. I still have my safety critical 4 to 20 milliamp loop, but now I have access to all of the multi-process variables and all of the metrics and all the diagnostics available in smart HART-based sensors. I could decide that the digital signals are fine, and I could migrate that out of being polled in natively MQTT. Alexis manufacture a very interesting edge of network product that's able to provide terminal server ports. So in a migration strategy, I could take an Alexis edge of network gateway that implements MQTT, and I could continue polling with my OPC UA server, say Modbus or Allen Bradley or Siemens protocol, but at the same time, I could start moving my polling locally in real time and then publish any PLC register that changed in my MQTT infrastructure. I can run in this mode until I'm very comfortable with MQTT, and then I could slowly phase that out. Hilshire Communications make a very extensive line of what I call factory floor protocol edge of network gateways, Ethernet IP, Profinet, EtherCAT, CAN bus, and they're able to attach in and watch the information that is already being polled within a factory environment. Take that Ethernet IP or Profinet information and publish it using the spark plug specification into MQTT. So that device might be able to migrate out. Opto22 has implemented MQTT with their Groove and their extensive line of optically isolated I/O. So that might let me replace a poll response with a native publish and subscribe architecture. Moxa manufacture a complete line of network architecture and industrial I/O. So not only do they do the I/O, they do the cellular gateways and the Ethernet switches and the routers and they are putting Sparkplug in all of their end devices so that not only can I publish my real-time process variables, but I can start publishing network metrics. So all of a sudden, now either Ignition or other clients into my MQTT server can start seeing the network infrastructure in real time. And then, of course, the topic of this discussion today, now with the announcement of all of the Ignition Edge products, those literally become a migration strategy to move that polling out to the edges of the network, have my local HMI if I want it, and be able to publish that information into my server infrastructure. And last but not least, B&B Advantech, their entire line of smart work products are going to be implementing MQTT and be able to publish their real-time process variables and metric information. So basically what I've shown you here is you can start at any point within a conventional poll response system, and with Ignition Gateway, you can start laying out your strategy to move from a legacy poll response network into a hybrid model, into a pure report by exception publish and subscribe system.